out there, 20 meters away from me, is a lion. All of the warnings that you're given if you come face to face with a lion are now flooding through my head. She looks very calm, but she's seen me.
I'm Ed Stafford, and I've put myself through extreme tests of endurance and isolation to become a bushcraft and survival expert.
I'm proud of that.
I've tested my skills against the world's toughest survivalists.
Come on.
In head-to-head races across the wildest and most unforgiving landscapes on the planet. But I'm not done. I'm refusing to stand still. This time, I'm doubling up on opponents, taking on rematches,
Bringing in my game.
and having to go harder than ever before. It's not about beating my chest, but taking my skill set to the next level.
Oh, stop it.
In a bid to prove to myself that I'm on top of my game. This time, I'm taking on a deadly duo from New Zealand.
Keen to get out of here.
Amber and Serena Shine grew up hunting in hostile terrain and taking on extreme challenges all over the world.
We are extremely competitive. Don't let the looks deceive you. We are here to play hard and we're here to win.
They're known as the Wild Twins, and this is set to be the wildest of challenges
That's a long way down.
in Kenya's hostile Rift Valley.
The Great Rift Valley. It's a flat bottom valley, extensive plains, very arid, but I'm used to that. The thing that's actually concerning me a little bit more is the animals. And there's a lot of predators out there. It's a very real threat.
How do I tell the difference between the two of you?
Can you see a difference?
New Zealanders in general are tough people, and I respect them a lot. And these guys are not going to be soft. And for the first time ever, I'm up against two people.
You're going to be able to work faster, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I can't ignore the fact that Amber and Serena can do things at 2 times, which means they need less time to consolidate, less time to acquire food.
There's one of me, there's 2 of you. Give me a little helping hand. Have you got any weaknesses?
You might have a shot against one of us, but when we unite, look out. Ed is definitely at the top of his game, so he is a little bit intimidating, but being twins, we're just that little bit more in sync. We're going to give him a run for his money.
Going to want to hold on a bit for this bit,
Right.
guys.
Stephen's spent about over 20 years working with Indigenous people and accruing a huge amount of knowledge about bushcraft, about survival, about living in the wild, and therefore he's the right person to be sending me to this environment.
Nicely done, mate.
Nicely done.
In environments like this, it is so unpredictable, particularly the animals. You cannot ever know where they will be and where they will rear their head. I am literally throwing Ed into the lion's den.
In this environment, there's multiple things that could kill me. It's right on the edge of what is possible to do a survival challenge, really, because I'm on my own. I have literally nobody to watch my back. Have you been to Africa before?
We have.
Yeah?
We've survived 21 days with nothing. In the African wilderness, we've been against all the big animals before. If we do come up against something, 2 is better than 1.
Rift Valley. This is the cradle of humanity. Humans have been across this landscape for eons. You've got about 100 kilometres due north, down off this mountain.
Across the open savanna, where you'll get into big game territory. Teeming with predators, the key here is self-protection during the day and during the night. Make it through the savanna, and at some point you'll encounter a croc and hippo-infested river. On the other side is an open flat land that stretches to the start of the next mountain range. This is where your exfil will be. The base of Mount Poi, one of the largest rock faces in Africa.
And that's where I'll be waiting for you. And you guys have to make it over the line at the same time to win.
So what do you think is going to be the toughest thing on the terrain?
I think undoubtedly is going to be the animals, because it's been a very difficult drought, which means they're going to be even more aggressive than normal. So you've got lions, all the big cats are represented, elephant, and obviously you've got scorpions and snakes. If you were to pick a place that had the highest concentration of animal danger, it's basically out there.
One of my strategy was going to be to move at night. Do you reckon too many predators out there for that to be advisable.
Moving at night, your risk is exponentially greater. Not only are the dangerous animals much more active, you know, lions have a period of feeding in the evening and all the way through the night to the small hours, and things like snakes and scorpions. During the day, you might not see much sign of them, but at night, this place comes alive.
Fingers crossed nothing happens to all of us.
Shall we get you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
Follow me.
Sounds good. Looks like this is gonna be fun.
Keep the mountains to your west. I'll see you at the top of Mount Poi. On your mark, go!
You thinking what I'm thinking? Sure I am. I'll grab the rope, I'll drop down. Meet you at the bottom. Yep. Our plan is to take this rope with us. Ed's already shot down. We're thinking work smarter, not harder. We can both rappel down on the same rope, so it's going to be a major advantage.
What are you up to?
Never you mind.
She's taking the other rope up. Right, I need to get a move on, irrelevant of what they're doing.
You got the rope? Yep. Ed's taken off really quickly. He's just absolutely gunning it, but we're playing it tactical, so we're gonna definitely level out.
The girls have made a decision to take the rope. That was quite a smart move. They've got an invaluable resource that they can employ whenever they see fit.
Okay, I'm just picking myself down the hillside. Some of it just drops straight off. I've got to be so careful I don't have so much momentum that I'm literally running off the edge of a cliff. Okay, there's no way down here. That's too steep.
Planning this race, I've been all over this mountain. Everywhere you look, you think, oh, there's an easy way down until you get to the edge and you realise that there's 100 metres of sheer face. So really, they just have to prod and look and try and find a way down. As far as I can see, there really aren't that many options.
Let's see if we can get down here. I think it's definitely going to be faster. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Come on. Tell me when you've got the weight off of you. Yeah. Now let go, I'll jump. All right, much faster.
Okay, it's starting to get a little bit more tight. I think I can squeeze through here. Okay, look at this. There's been a snake here. And actually that one over there, that fatter line there, 100%, that's a perfecta. Because it's very well protected from the rain. Very difficult to tell whether that is a day old or a week old. But what it does do is up my vigilance and remind me where I am, quite frankly. I'm in Africa. I'm in one of the most biologically diverse areas, full of big game, predators, venomous snakes. I do need to be so careful.
I can see from the tracker that Ed and the twins, they're heading out into the open savannah. That is where all the large predators are. That is the kill zone. Classic mistake in survival is trying to think that your priorities are always the same. They aren't. So in this case, they're going to want to think about protection and also the dangerous animals that are out there.
They're in an area that's undergoing the worst drought seen in decades. Animal behaviour is even less predictable and even more aggressive because everything is literally fighting to survive.
Definitely going to go for a spear for protection. That's our first priority. Nice jagged edge on it. I think with a spear, because there are a lot of predators out there, we want to make it so it's going to do as much damage as possible. Going to sacrifice a bit of our rope. We're going to use the inside of it. So I've carved out my little gap in the top. Time to fit the sharp end. You are in the race, but at the end of the day, safety is priority because you can't really cross the finish line if you've been eaten by a lion.
Stop. There is an elephant. Actually, I think it's dead. If that is a carcass, then things will be feeding off it. This could be So much meat. Look at that. The back, the skin has just been ripped off. The whole of the trunk has been ripped off the animal. And it's covered in flies. It's starting to decompose. I don't think the meat is going to be safe to eat. I think lion have been here, and if there's a lion pride here, I need to be so careful. It makes me feel like I need to put a little bit of distance between me and this animal, because everything's going to be coming and feeding off it soon.
It's getting late on the first day of the race. Ed and the Wild Twins are racing across 100 kilometres of Kenya's Rift Valley.
I can see from the tracker that Ed has made really good ground and he's now across the plains. The twins don't look like they've made much ground. They look as if they've just come down off the mountain, but it's getting late in the day and they are going to really need to think about protection from the elements, protection from all that dangerous game out there.
A massive termite mound. It's very late in the day, and this could be a very nice place to tuck myself out of the wind. The concept of a boma is having a protective ring around me when I sleep. So I'm dragging all these dead bushes, especially the white-thorned acacia, and creating a really thick ring around. And these are covered in thorns, and on the end of them, on the very, very tips, ow, they're covered in pathogens, which means that if you do get spiked and if it goes in deep, it often gets really infected. So lions often stay well clear of this stuff. Starting to take shape now.
Oh, Serena, look up there. I know. Is that something we should use? Yes. This rock formation is absolutely perfect for a boma. If you can get any kind of head start out here, you want to take advantage of it. And we've now got two sides of a boma, and we only need to plug the ends. So that's going to save us hours and hours of building and using tons of energy up when we could be using it on a race.
Don't do these challenges to beat my chest or to show off. They push me outside my comfort zone, and I think in a world where there's a potential for stagnating, sometimes it's really good to be put in a position where you live like your ancestors did, but I'm back here in the bush and immediately the dangers are very, very real.
Dusk is one of the most dangerous times when all the predators are out. You don't want to be out there.
I think we've got such a strong shelter. Ed's going to be out there down on the flats. That probably means he's not going to get a good night's sleep. I think our plan tonight will be to take turns to be on sentry.
Yeah. Who's going to go first?
Paper, scissors, rock. Yes! I won.
There was quite a sharp crack. That sounded big. This is not going to be a very restful night, is it? Morning. Made it through the night. Okay, so there's a bit of a watering hole here. There's warthog here. This is definitely leopard. So there is at least one leopard coming down to drink out of this water. I'm going to try and get a small amount of water out of that puddle. And sometimes even the most pathetic amount of liquid is so good.
We're moving pretty quick this morning before the heat gets up, and we're heading straight into the wind, which can be quite dangerous. It means the animals potentially in front of us aren't going to smell us, so we could end up on top of a lion, giving it a bit of a fright, which I definitely don't want to have to deal with out here.
It's the morning of day 2. The twins are heading due north at a good pace, but a bit behind Ed. And Ed's already busting through the savannah, but speed isn't always a good idea.
And just to illustrate the dangers that he faces here, just over there are a pride of lions. And they're quite spread out. Just make out the mane of the big male. Then that just goes to show, and you could walk into a pride of lions and you wouldn't know you were in danger until you were there. You cannot let your guard down. If you let your guard down, you are toast.
That there, 20 meters away from me, there's a lion. All of the warnings that you're given if you come face to face with a lion are now flooding through my head. She looks very calm, but she's seen me. That I have to stand my ground, and then when I feel ready, edge back. Very, very slowly. It was close. That was very close.
Back in the thickest scrub means we've got to look out for predators. Check out these tracks. Looks like something's been dragged. That's a lion print. Where are they leading? Right to the base of that tree. I can see a kill in there. A part of me is pretty excited right now. I'm looking in there at that lion kill. All I can think of is that's food. The adrenaline is pumping right now. There potentially could be a pride of lions anywhere around here, and we're about to go steal its kills, so... Yeah.
I need to have something to protect myself. You can't be out here without any form of defensive weapon. I'm far too vulnerable. There's another carcass here. It's oryx. It stinks. These are just slipping straight off. Just trying to work out whether they're strong enough to act as a tip of a spear. It works for the oryx, so fingers crossed it will work for me as well. As much as my plan initially was the race came first, I've had to adapt, and I think safety comes first now at the end of the day. Having seen the amount of animals that are dead, I need to make sure I can defend myself.